Build the Lancaster Bomber Issue 12. It's the wireless operator seat. The wireless operator seat is assembled and fitted at the rear of the cockpit. Internal frame is fitted to the sides of the cockpit. First we take the back panel. We take one of the cushions, and it can only go one way round because of the big lug and the little lug. So I'm just going to push that into position. This goes in, and then I'm just going to hold it in place with a little bit of glue to the rear. It's a spot on each lug. Same for the side cushion here, so it's only goes one way round. Okay, I've just pushed that on. I'm not going to bother gluing it on. Next, we take the back cushion to go on back. Do the same again. Push it in, and a little bit of super glue in the rear. Next, we're going to take the rear panel, and then we're going to put it to the back of the seat panel, so it only locates one way. Okay, so don't think I'm gonna bother gluing that. It's quite positive click. Next, take the reservoir and the base of the reservoir, and I'm gonna just try it for fit. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the square tab bit, the top of it, and a bit on the pin. Then that will just push into the bottom of the reservoir, and then you'll notice that there's a little square section and there's a square cut out, and that will then go. I'm just going to stick that or glue that into there, so as you can see. So I'm just going to get a little bit of super glue. Just going to put it to there. I'm going to grab the reservoir and pop it into the slot. As you can see, just make sure it's straight before the glue sets. So just make sure it's vertical. Let's take the cockpit floor. There's two tabs, as you can see, on this base. So we're going to stick it in the two slots here. What you just have to be careful of, you just got to get it under the edge of the table. So it goes there and then into the slot. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these before I stick it in. So just a little bit of glue on each one. Then, as I said, slightly hook it under the table and push it into the slots. So it doesn't meet the table completely. There's a slight gap there, which okay, so just make sure that this part is vertical. Right. Next, we take the starboard framing from issue 8. I recovered some screws from previous issues as well. I needed AM screws, so we position this with the yellow handrail forward. So just you see the location. So I'm just going to put, so this, as you can see, we'll go over this bit of metal lug. Just checking the fit. Put in a couple of turns. Gonna just check that it's located in the front. I had to move a little bit tight with the handrail, but just you manipulate it slightly in the front and it will go. So I'll put another screw in. So I'm not screwing them all the way up, I'm just putting them in just to check the location. Finally, the fourth one. Right, I'll go around now and tighten them up. Next, we take the front frame in that we had from issue 2. It hooks under the front, and then there's 2 tabs that this will locate into, and then we screw it together with 3 CP screws. So there's so that is in, as you can see. It's located against the bottom of the frame there. Next, we take the LED cable, so the LED light with a cable. We then thread the cable through the hole here. So if we just thread the cable, then it comes in through the bottom of the fuselage, and then the orientation of that is with these 2 tabs face inwards. So this tab is longer than this one. I don't know if you can see that. So that will then go, there's like a little screw for it to sit into, so it can move left and right. So I'm just gonna put it into position. Right, 12H is the piece that actually holds the LED in place. I noticed it was a little bit, well, very tight to get in. Well, I couldn't get it in at all. So what I've done is I've just sanded the paint off on the lugs, and I'm able to now fit it in quite snugly. So what I'm going to do now is position the LED back in, then put a little bit of cyano on the ends of these, and then with a tweezers put it back in. To be honest, probably on hindsight, I would have probably adjusted this beforehand, before putting this in, just to make sure that it fits properly. But you know, it can be it can be done this way, but it's just a bit more fiddly trying to get it in and adjusting it slightly, trying it again. So if you get a chance, try this piece in before you actually put this on. Right, I've positioned the LED where it needs to go. Then I'm just gonna put a bit of cyano on these legs. Then I'm gonna use tweezers to try and locate them. And I've just put a little bit of extra, even though I glued it in there, I've just put a little bit of cyano through the back, so if the capillary action of that will hopefully bond it in very tight. Next, we take the port side frame in, and then we basically, it's exactly the same as the other side. There's a cutout here, if you notice, and that will go over that leg on the metal frame. It goes over there, and then there's the 4 screws, AM screws that go into there, but we also need to locate the peg. There's a peg here that needs to go together, and also there is a screw, a DP screw to go in here. So first of all, I'm just gonna locate the pins to there together. Just pinch those, make sure it fits okay. Then I'm just gonna put the 4 screws into there. Not over tightening. So there we are. Shame we miss most of it now, don't we? You know, sort of, you can see it in there, but I think a lot of it's going to be hidden now. So here we are. That's the end of that stage. Coming in issue 13 is the floor section and screws. The floor section will go onto the rear. This is the floor section that you'll get. So, and it will fit onto the legs by here. And that's what it will look like.